We continue to follow our breaking news, a partial collapse at a Bronx NYCHA building this morning following what appears to be a gas explosion. Now, this incident occurred around 8 o'clock this morning at the Mitchell houses on Alexander Avenue. This is the Mott Haven section of the Bronx. We're learning that it was an incinerator shaft possibly that collapsed in this 17-story building. So far, no injuries.
And we do know that people who do live in the building right now have been taken to a nearby community center, waiting outside to get the all clear that it is returned to safety. Because right now we do know from the building inspectors, they say right now the building is stabilized.
It appears to be intact.
There's going to be some evaluation done, Sam.
Sure. Con Edison has shut down gas and utility lines there, high and low pressure gas, we've been told. Also, we've been told by just about everyone who has been there in any official capacity and even unofficial to stay clear of this area. There are a number of road closures, but Pedro, you said the buses were operating that were nearby there.
BX33 and the M125, which run nearby, they are operating right now. Not seeing any delays, but something you want to check on if it's something.
All right, so we have complete wraparound coverage from the air and also on the ground. You just heard from Joe Torres. Jaysha Patel is also on the ground right there. Jaysha, one thing I haven't been able to get an eye on, and I can see that you're right there, so amazing. On the pile of rubble that came down, and boy, I can see the shaft right behind you there, and the rubble. Give me an idea of what that is. We've been told it may be a story tall, and about how big that area is.
Good morning. Well, I can tell you that it's alarming that this pile of rubble fell where we are right now, because right behind me there's actually a playground and there's also a basketball court. So it's pretty miraculous this morning that officials are saying that no one was injured. If I step out the way, you'll see how close we are to the rubble, and you could see that it's just multiple feet high. We're on the East 135th Street side, so we are pretty close to this building right now, and you can see that pile of rubble. If we start to pan up, you can see the chunk of the building that's just missing. It collapsed just after 8 this morning after a gas explosion. I can tell you that people are kind of crowding the area around here. They're wearing face masks. Earlier there was a report of a strong smell of gas, but right now we're not smelling that. People inside have been evacuated. You mentioned they've been moved to a community center. And we know that at least 2 NYPD canines are searching the area. When I first got to the scene here, I saw at least 2 drones in the air. And we also know that a collapse zone has been established around here out of an abundance of caution. We are getting some preliminary information. We're hearing that this was an incinerator shaft in this building that collapsed after a gas explosion. And this appears to be an exterior shaft. We can't see into any apartments from where we're standing right now. So at this moment, from our vantage point, this building appears to be stable, and we know that Con Edison has shut off gas service. So that is good news. You guys mentioned earlier, this is a housing complex, the Mitchell houses, and there are multiple buildings that are the same size surrounding this collapse area. But those buildings also appear to be okay this morning. And this debris, it came crashing down, like I mentioned earlier, into a courtyard area where we are right now. So there's a playground, there's a basketball court. So it's truly pure luck that no one was apparently hurt, according to officials. But when Newscopter 7 was overhead earlier, we saw first responders here. They were looking through that debris, probably checking if anyone was around or hurt. And also search and rescue operations are obviously happening currently. So this is a very fluid situation. We are waiting to get more information throughout the morning. But it looks like no buildings, again, around here in this collapse zone have been affected. There is a school across the street, but there was no word on whether students and staff there have been evacuated. So this morning, as this investigation continues, this is going to be a multi-agency response. The NYPD, FDNY, and of course the buildings department. And you can just imagine many people living in this building have been displaced this morning. And this was also probably an alarming situation, not only for the people inside of the building, but also the people who were just in the area. And a witness actually spoke to Eyewitness News. She said she called 911 and says that she saw something possibly fall on someone. And she tells us that she had just dropped her kids off at school and was heading out when the building collapsed here.
Right there, the chimney. It was like very dark and very heavy. So I called 911 and I told them that I see smoke coming out of the thing. The lady was like, hold on, let me transfer you to the fire department. Before she do the transfer, the whole thing just exploded and it goes like boom. There was a lady, she was walking with her kids. think the thing fell off down, and they're trying to get them out of there, and they've been there for so long.
I hope not. Yo, I hope not, bro. I hope they find out if there's any injuries, bro, because that's crazy. Because when bricks fall to the sky, you imagine a penny falling to the sky, it'll hurt somebody from dropping it from like a high distance like that. But a brick, bro, that's crazy. And she witnessed the whole thing. Now, if she says she's seen somebody under them, I'm going to believe her. Facts. I'm going to believe that lady because she ain't got no reason to lie. She really don't. So me, I'm going to believe that lady. There's a kid under there. Y'all need to find him. For real. And a mother. I hope they got away. But I would think that they would at least be on the scene if they did get away. You know what I mean? Like say they that far away where they didn't get injured, but they could have got injured. I would assume they would be right there waiting until the fire department get there, right? So I'm gonna say this. I think that lady's telling the truth. I think that lady's telling the truth, and they need to get that debris off those and find those people's body because there's a possibility they might be dead for real. And I hope not, if anything. I hope they're just injured and not dead because this is a sad thing. Like, this is crazy. Like, that just looks crazy. And like they said, I didn't even know. I had to Google what a incinerator shaft was, but now I understand. It makes sense. It's like a garbage can. So, you know, for those that don't know, those big buildings don't have, you know, they have garbage chutes that shoot from the top floor all the way down to the bottom. So you don't got to always go to the bottom with the trash, right? And then that goes down to the bottom. They call it incinerator shaft because back in the day, they used to have it where it like melts and like burns the trash down. You know what I'm saying? But I think they don't have those no more. They have them now. It's like a compact machine where it just squishes all of the garbage down like a trash can or you know, the trash trucks. And that's more safe. They're using fire and stuff to burn what people put in there and stuff. Now they said this is a 17-story building. I was thinking that. I was like, this is a tall building, bro. So everything just fell off, man. You do not want to be under that when that goes down. At first, I thought the whole building fell where people lived at because, and it fell, but it was just the incinerator shaft part. And I said, man, if that was anybody's house, they for sure dead. Because you in your crib, say you're on a 10th floor, you're in your room watching TV, playing music, you have no clue. Everything just fall in. And you just see darkness. You have no clue what happened. So that's the sad part about this whole thing, man. This is nuts, man. And I feel like they said a gas explosion, and I wonder, and this is my theory, I wonder if it's a gas explosion from what somebody put in there, or is it a gas explosion from where it happens from the building itself? Because if it's a gas explosion from what somebody else put in there, then there's a possibility that was done by somebody. Or you know how people be putting fireworks and shit. You know, like people do impulsive shit and they'll throw a firecracker or something into something and it'll blow up. This is, you know, what it'll cause. It'll kill somebody. Let's just say that that's not what happened. Let's just say it was a gas leak. The gas leak blew something up, but something did something. That's all we do know. Something did something if it wasn't done by an individual. You know, that means it would have to be a gas leak going on, then it just blew up. It could be something somebody had in the trash and they just threw it in the trash and it blew up. You know, people put cans with lighters, lighting fluid, all that shit mixed up will blow up. You know what I'm saying? When you combine all that stuff. So I hope that wasn't the case. Let's assume it wasn't. Yeah, man, this is sad. I hope they do find whoever they waiting for real because this is crazy. And then it's in the Bronx. That's a big building. Got multiple big buildings around there. That's what makes me a little nervous when I'm in Chicago and I'm up in the high rise. I'm like, damn, what if this fail? It would be so hard and so like it would take so much time to try to get out this door, to get out in the hallway, to get downstairs, press the elevator because you on the 50th floor. Say if you in Chicago, you on the 50th floor, you in Chicago. You think you're gonna take the stairs? Man, it's just scary, bro. But, you know, what can you do? Things happen like this. You just gotta. And that's why they have fire marshals and building inspectors, so to make sure things are up to code, even though over time they get aged. Something like this did happen also in Florida about a year, maybe 2 years ago, where the whole building collapsed. A lot of people died. So that's why you have to have these building inspectors make sure stuff is up to par, because things age. And since things age, you have to make sure that it doesn't hurt the people in it, because the lives is worth more than the equipment that holds them. That being said, man, y'all tell me what y'all think in this concept in this video, because I just say this is sad. This is sad. Hopefully there isn't a mother and a kid under that rumble. And if it is, I hope they find them rapido, for real, because this ain't no game. The lives are important, definitely the young ones. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Tell me what y'all think in the comments section. Don't forget to like the video in the YouTube algorithm. Lastly, don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy Savage. Let's go. Peace.